like, but mainly subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, and whoever our 1000th subscriber is, I'm gonna send you an autographed picture of Jason's legs.
That's priceless, actually. That's priceless.
This is Arsenic Culture, and I am Matt.
I'm Jason.
I'm Drew.
And welcome back. We are doing, well, I guess we're gonna kind of change it up a little bit. Jason and I have been doing this for
5 years.
5 years now.
4.5.
We started taking it pretty seriously in halfway through 2022. We got some like real logo graphics that we actually paid somebody for. And we started recording more than once a month.
Yep.
But like over the years, we've pushed really hard to hit specific numbers and subscribers and likes and stuff like that. And
We've tried to make episodes a certain length too. So
yeah, we've gotten real strict
some
with
of
a
them
lot
don't
of stuff.
flow well, right? Like if you go too long or too short, like we need to just let it flow. That's
Yeah.
what we came to.
And I think focusing on whatever the algorithm tells you to do or what we think it tells you to do, and like trying to make everything really strict has kind of made us lose focus of really just drinking and having fun and making fun of our pasty white legs.
I wore fucking pants today. That's all I'm saying.
Just in case.
Just in case.
And you don't even have the camera on my legs.
Yeah. So starting today, honestly, we're doing away with strict time formats. We're doing away with, honestly, a whole lot of structure. I think we just start drinking and we start talking. If we have a good story, like what we're going to talk about right here with this Cantillon, I think, we'll do it. And we'll still do a little bit of history. But I want to do more like discussions. I remember in the past, we would just like talk about shit. And it's fun. There's a lot of times where we'd be like, man, we should have just been recording this, Yeah. So
We want you to subscribe though, even if you don't watch it.
so that's the other thing. We're at 891 subscribers on YouTube. Thank all of you very much. We just need a handful more to hit 1,000, which is a cool milestone. We can get monetization, but above and beyond that,
we can go live.
We can do live
So when we go on
broadcasting,
run the road trips, we go to Beer Fest later on,
Yeah.
we can do live from there. There's a lot more options we have with that. So please like, but mainly subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, and whoever our 1000th subscriber is, I'm going to send you an autographed picture of Jason's legs.
That's priceless, actually. That's priceless.
With cut off Daisy Duke shorts all the way up to his mid thigh.
I'll slide across the General Lee.
I'm just gonna have him laying across the hood
Oh yeah, I'd do
with
that.
a fucking tank top on. Yeah, whoever's number 1,000, you got it. He's not gonna know what's happening. I'm gonna wait till he's passed out drunk. I'm gonna like roofie him. Does this smell like chloroform to you? Nope. But yeah, so let's just have fun with it, and thank all you all for watching. Honestly, it's I guess we do it for you, but we do it for us too. And let's just have fun with it. So, anyways, you brought a really rare thing in
I did.
that I've not heard of. We're both kind of beer guys, and this is a Cantillon, but it's special.
So it's actually from our buddy Steve. So in Florida, Valrix, man, he knows who he is. Thank you very much, Steve. Send us a 12 shipper of rare Lambic. So we're probably going to have a few of those coming up in the future. I mean, there's a lot of them that have some great beer. This one has an interesting story, so I want to talk a little bit about it.
Right on.
I'm going to say the name once. I might not say it again.
We're not going to mention it for the rest of the episode.
It is very hard to say. So this is a Tyrnilambic Baie Gossier.
Okay.
So that's it. If you want to show the camera there, Matt, on your side,
I'll do a
maybe.
close up over here.
We're going to pass
So-
the Dergassier.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mark Paul.
I mean, it's a pretty good looking bottle.
It is pretty cool. Cantillon, though, like they're nicer stuff. They're higher end stuff.
Tell people why Cantillon is important first of all.
So it's a lambic. So it's a wild ale spontaneously fermented from Belgium. So it's a lot of people really desire this in the beer world. It's one of those things, though. If you're not a true beer nerd, you're never going to hear this.
Yeah.
You might not like it. It's one of those things. So this is
But in Belgium, this is a huge thing. This was like the original whale.
It is, but it's also like, I feel like it's like West 6, like here in Lexington.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a brewery to them. They don't go insanely crazy for it, but they drink it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it is popular.
It's popular, but it's also like out of the States, that's where it really gets popular.
yeah.
So this one here is, what makes it special, it's a Lambic with Sea Buckthorn. Have you
What
ever
is
heard
that?
of that?
I thought that was a guy.
So we're going
For first initial C.
And I'm hoping I'm wrong.
He looks like Professor Badass. You seen the picture of Professor Badass walking? He's got his sleeves rolled up and a cigarette carton in one of them, and he's got his tie with a vest on. Oh,
I'm hoping you're telling me I'm wrong.
You are wrong. So this is
God.
a thorny, deciduous shrub native to Europe and Asia.
Okay.
And on this shrub, it has bright orange berries that can be consumed fresh or cooked. So I imagine it being like really small, like almost like a miniature orange, but almost like a cherry texture on the outside. You know,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
like eat it.
I know what you mean. Okay.
I don't. There's something else like a. Is it pawpaw? What the hell's a pawpaw? What's those
Pawpaw
little?
fruit. I am familiar with that.
It's here in Kentucky somewhere.
I said that really quick, like I knew what it was, but I have no idea.
I appreciate
what it
the
is.
enthusiasm.
I was getting ready to jump into it, and I was like, but I've never actually.
Well, that's what our daughter calls her grandfather.
I call my
Pawpaw,
grandpa
yeah.
Papaw. It's the same thing. It's spelled the
Yeah.
same way.
Mine's dead.
So we're gonna mine is too. So we're gonna open this sucker. Oh, we like this. Got a little juice on the outside, which tells you it's funky.
yeah.
So we're gonna get that one as we're going. So this was originally bottled exclusively for One Pint Pub in Helsinki, Finland.
Really?
Wow.
Yep. So very, very exclusive.
So how did you get it?
Steve, my buddy.
Oh yeah, you already said that. Yeah.
Now that was the first one though. So this is
look at that
2021. Yep.
Hell, it's swollen.
You can show them it on the camera if you'd like.
Look at Jason's caulk. Look at that caulk.
So we're gonna get us a pour, and then we'll talk a little more.
Yeah, while you're pouring that, another big shout out to the Bourbon House guys, and then all the party houses were recording at their Airbnb, which they very graciously let us use, and we enjoy it because they've got a bunch of alcohol, as you can see behind the counter here, which you can partake in when you stay here, or if you're like us, we just drink it while we're here recording. But
And then fill it back up with water.
fill it back with water. Why
Little
does all the
food color,
bourbon look
little
tan?
food coloring, you know.
Yeah. But thanks to the guys as usual. You can check them out at partyhouse.com. That's HOUS.com, and rent it for your soiree.
Correct. So the thing I want to talk about this beer though, and we'll try it, I'm sure it's really good, or it's interesting at least, but I want to talk about the actual ingredients. So Sea Buckthorn, it's been used for centuries
Okay.
in Tibetan and Mongolian medicine. The legend has it, and it actually was confirmed, that Genghis Khan and his armies consumed this berry for strength and recovery.
Okay.
So they were eating this on the battlefield, think of it that way. It's sometimes called a nutrient bomb because it actually has omega fatty acids and a really high vitamin C content, which can exceed oranges.
Does that sound weird to you?
Well,
Sounds
having
really
it
weird.
being a fruit and have a high fatty acid
Right.
content is a weird
that
combo.
odd?
A little bit.
And there's also like, I didn't write this down, I didn't think it was that important, but there's like 3 or 4 different fatty, like the numbers, omega what, omega
3,
4,
6, 9,
whatever.
yeah.
So they had all those in this. I'm like, damn, it's kind of like a superfood. If you
Yeah,
think
well,
about
like flax is like the only other kind of seed sort of thing that has, and I mean, there's some other ones, but like flax has like become the really well-known one, aside from obviously fish oils and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what else it
interesting that
was
it's a
used
fruit.
in? It was used later on in the Soviet space program. You want to take a guess on why it was used there, Matt?
For strength and recovery.
Solid guess.
To fuel the rockets.
That's actually a better guess. But
rocket fuel.
neither one of you, you're way off. I like that guess
okay.
better. So it's actually used during early space travel. The cosmic radiation and skin damage were major concerns, right? So they were really having a lot of that.
They crushed
So-
it up and just rubbed it all over their skin.
Essentially,
until
so
it
the
dried.
Soviet scientists explored natural substances for skin protection and immune system support, and sea buckthorn oil was incorporated in the cosmonauts' diets and skincare protocols.
That's fucking weird.
It wasn't officially listed as a cosmonaut food, but they sent it up there, specifically marketed it for radiation burns, skin protection, immune health. And later, this was used by cosmonauts and nuclear workers.
What?
Yeah.
How ubiquitous is this plant exactly?
I've never heard of it.
I've never
I mean,
heard of it.
If you look at it, it's not from this area, so it's Europe and Asia.
Okay.
So it also makes you wonder, like, how did the Soviet Union get a hold of that, right? Like, I mean,
Well, you got to think
I'm not great at geography.
you got to think like
Well, technically, the Soviet Union's Asia.
yeah, I mean,
it's
like
close.
the Mongolian hordes, that like the Khan,
Yeah.
like Genghis Khan. I mean, that's kind of where they came
Right
from.
in the same area, so.
it probably, Mongolia is right there next to the southeastern side of Russia.
And you think it says sea buckthorn, so you think it would be next to water.
Or
right?
in water.
Or in water.
Right.
If you look at that, it looks like it could be in water. I don't know. They don't have the best illustrations.
No, I mean that was
It's like a painting.
that was done by me when I was 4. It's I'm pretty sure I got that hanging on my parents' refrigerator still.
Jack, that was right before Jack painted Rose in the Titanic. That was his work right before that.
Paint me like one of your buckthorns.
I was thinking it was the same person that designed the Tesla truck. They just did that too.
The lines are a little softer on that one, but
yeah. But maybe they're bulletproof. I don't know. So they're radiation proof.
If you look at this too, like, there's a lot of like lore to it, the Sea Buckthorn plant, but then modern research, so Russia and China, they documented that the antioxidant and radioprotective properties of this plant, of this whatever berry,
It's fucking nuts,
is
man.
really true.
That's really cool. So what do you think of it?
I think it's good. If you told me this, so it's a Cantillon, I don't necessarily get a lot of fruit. I mean, it's more of like...
No, but like most Cantillon lambics that you will try, they're not necessarily super fruit forward, except for maybe like the
Fafoon,
like Fafoon.
Saint Lamb.
I don't even think Saint Lamb's that fruit forward. So
I think Vigneron's more than
so
Saint Lamb.
Fafoon is peaches, right? And we just did a quick shot with the PB&J Zool beer with peaches, and peaches tend to be a lot more, I think, aggressive when it's mixed in with like beverages. So I can see why Fafoon would be like a little bit more sweeter, a little bit more juicy, but like any of the other ones, I think it's always going to be very faint. So this, I think, follows with their MO. This is pretty normal. I don't expect to get a lot of fruit.
I think it makes it almost more tart to me. You think of like an unripe cherry, you bite into one of those, a little tart.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Sea Buckthorn. I like to have a Sea Buckthorn to try.
Exactly.
Right?
See, that's kind of the point I'm trying to make is like, I don't think I would expect to know what a Sea Buckthorn tastes like by drinking a Cantillon. Maybe if Welch's made a version of Sea Buckthorn, I would, understand it.
They add 700 grams of sugar.
Of
It
high
tastes better.
fructose
It
corn
tastes
syrup,
better.
yeah. But as it stands, like I like this. It's balanced. This is what Cantillon does. This is fantastic. I still have no fucking clue what Sea Buckthorn tastes like.
no.
If you look at it, though, like Cantillon has used some really odd ingredients. So if you remember, we went up there to Swansea Day in Louisville.
It's like seagrass.
Sea
or something?
lettuce.
Sea lettuce.
Sea
yeah,
lettuce.
yeah.
That was in 24. In 2020, they had beetroot, which I actually got to try that one too.
Was that had a little bit of sweetness to it?
It had a little bit of sweetness, but more of just more of color. Honestly, like it was still a little tart like this. It was a little bit sweeter than this, but still tart. Okay. And then another one they had in 2022 Swansea Day, black pepper. Never tried that one, but they have a history of using some weird ass ingredients.
I think I was there for that one.
You might have been.
I think Nolan.
I went in 20 with Nolan. Me and you, Nolan went, but in 22, I don't know that Louisville had it. Wasn't that?
Was that the one that we got the first table?
I think
Remember?
that was beetroot.
Do you remember it was me, you, Nolan, and
Yeah.
somebody else, and we sat at table number 1?
If it was, I remember it. But I don't remember what. I have the ticket. I have the ticket though at home. It'll be on there. We have a shirt too.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. That's cool. What do you think of it, Drew?
It's good. I mean, I like tart
Yeah.
beers, and I mean,
Yeah.
again, I don't have any kind of reference as to what it should taste like, whatever. I do want to see if we can import some Sea Buckthorn and grow it here.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going
Got
to
a lot
use
of
it.
C's here.
I'm going to use it as sunscreen instead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use it if I get close to like a radioactive environment. I'm just gonna rub it all over myself.
In central Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have an abundance of those, maybe. We get deep enough in the coal mines. I don't know. It's possible, yeah.
So some other things you look at, we talked about Cantillon having some odd ingredients. Can you think of some other like odd beers that you've had? I've got a few listed I thought about.
Yeah, there's one made with sheep nuts. That was
Okay.
fun. What do they call those? Lamb fries?
Yeah.
I can't remember who made it.
Rocky
but
Mountain Oyster.
Rocky Mountain Oysters, that's what it is, yeah. There was a Rocky Mountain Oyster beer. If
You remember the beard beer from Rogue?
Yeah,
Remember
I
they had that-
actually I had that beer. I bought that.
I've had it before. It was fine.
It didn't taste like anything.
Yeah, I think it was just a gimmick.
It tastes like beards.
Do you remember any that you've had? That you remember?
What was it, Flying Dog, their oyster
Yeah,
beer?
oyster stout.
The oyster stout, yeah. There is a bottle of Buffalo Trace somewhere that actually has one of my beard hairs in it. Whoever the lucky person is that got that, I mean, that's priceless. You put that right up there with a picture of your
like
like
Pappy Van
pasty
Winkle,
white
too,
legs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are going to be
Yeah.
priceless. But we did the tour and they were like, you can throw anything you want in there. It'll just dissolve. And I was like, really? I was like, click, like put that in there. Yeah. Have fun picking that out of your teeth, like fucking tater.
That'll teach them. Yeah. So I think there's two other ones I want to talk about too. I think one of the most interesting ones, and I've had it before, I bet you have too, Remember like the McKellar did a brunch weasel?
Yeah.
Like, is it Kopi Luwak?
Yeah.
You know, that is like the little,
You know what Kopi Luwak is?
No.
like the little marsupial thing.
Is that the shit coffee?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like little varmints eat coffee beans and they
Right.
poop it out.
And
then
they collect it.
They
Yeah.
go back and collect
Yeah.
their shit and then they give it to people like us for
Coffee
$100 a
or
pound.
that. Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
nasty.
And then
And it's delicious.
Oxbow did one. Oxbow, I think, it's up in Maine way, but they did one Saison del Aragosta. It has made with lobster and sea salt. It's like they boiled lobster with sea salt and then add it to the.
But
to
it
the
tastes like
beer.
that hot dog water seltzer we had.
Right? I bet it's like a goza. Like you think just salty, briny.
Yeah, briny.
I mean, that's it. And then we get all the damn 450 North shit, but just as,
like
flavors.
butter and everything.
But I did want to try this and thought it was interesting. Like Buckthorn was the main takeaway here.
Yeah.
If I had to rate
I
this
never heard
one,
of it. I think it's cool. And I
Neither.
learned what all the omega-3 different types of acid are. I talked about me and Jason in the beginning, but Drew's been on like half of our episodes
True.
this past year. So, I mean, you're basically a mainstay now, too.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
So what do you think if we had to rate this one? What would you say?
I mean, I love Cantillon anyway. I love all of the fruited Cantillon stuff. So, I mean, I think this is fantastic. I'm going somewhere between a 4.25, 4.5.
All right. What do you think, Drew?
I'm a 4 1/4.
Yeah, I'm probably 4 1/4. It's a little too tart for me overall. I prefer the more
Really?
funky aspect of it. Yeah, almost like a heartburn. I got old, man. I can't drink all this shit.
Yeah.
This episode sponsored by Pepsi.
Yeah, we would take that actually. I will take that.
Please sponsor us because we fucking eat that shit. Yeah. Especially when we go down to Zulfest.
Prescription strength Pepsi. We'll take that too.
That's cool, man. Thanks. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's a cool story, guys.
Yeah.
Please share this if you liked it. If not, then don't. So whatever. But for more Arsenic Culture, you can check us out on all the socials. We are at Arsenic Culture.
Like and subscribe on YouTube.
And we'll see you on the next one.